I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do and your job title.
Sure. Well, my name is Grenier, Corporate Director of Food and Beverage for Greenwood Hospitality. We are a small, young management company based out of Denver, Colorado, essentially. Right now we have 16 hotels and 2 freestanding restaurants up and down the majority of the East Coast and a little bit into the Midwest. So we actually work for the owners of individual hotels, and we are responsible for the operation. Throughout the corporation, we have individuals with different disciplines, and mine happens to be food and beverage.
All right. And how did you get your start in your field?
Well, much like many people, I actually started as a dishwasher back when I was 15, getting paid under the table. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, so being a paper boy was less than a phenomenal job. So I picked up a job washing dishes, mom and pop Italian place. Obviously it was phenomenal money because I wasn't paying any taxes on it. And slowly throughout as I was growing up through my teen years, I just kind of stayed in the restaurants and worked my way up. While I was in the dishwasher, I'd watch all the line cooks having all the fun and thought, man, it would be really great to be as cool as those guys. So I did everything I could and worked hard so I could get recognized by the management and so I could get a chance to go hang out with those guys. And so through the hard work and making sure that no matter what it was, a task at hand, I was the best at it. Moved into that, and then slowly throughout the years, I woke up one morning and I said, you know what, I'm so in love with this industry and everything about it, from the hard work, the attention to detail, the ability to entertain, and I decided to go to school for it. So I went to Pennsylvania Culinary, and then from there I got very fortunate with a lot of opportunities. Scored an excellent unpaid externship after for actually a period of 4 months. It wasn't unpaid the whole time, but after that I actually, again, what I did was just watch other successful people and mimicked what they did, and slowly got into a management role immediately after that. And then from there, I just had phenomenal opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to work with some of the best people in the industry, and been very fortunate in that. So started off as a young guy, and here we are.
Well, did you often hold leadership positions in your college years, or you went to culinary school, so?
Well, no. Nor did I get management right out of the gate. I think a lot of times we think that because we went to school, those of us that are, especially for individuals like myself who studied specifically that, but it's not the case. So throughout my college years, I was bartending, food running, even though I had experiences prior to going to school that outweighed those roles. My dedication was to the education of it and learning from my professors and all people of which have been in the industry for years. And then right out of school, again, I went on my externship and worked as a front desk agent of all things, even despite being in food and beverage. So leadership roles, in school, we had this society, I think it was called the Blue Ties or something like that, and it was almost like the honor roll, if you will. And with that, you had to act in a certain way and abide by certain rules as a role model for the school. So I was in that role. That was my time to be a leader to my fellow students and classmates.
Okay. What leadership lessons have you learned since that time that have shaped your leadership style today? The most important.
The most important, absolutely. I was going to say, because there could be so many. Well, I was. How do I explain it? I was with a beautiful resort in kind of southwestern Pennsylvania. They had this beautiful culture of service, and spending time really engulfed and encompassed in that type of environment you learn a lot of things about giving to your employees and listening to them. They're the ones that are in the trenches. Um, so picking up on that and watching, learning from all the people that were very successful, and it's easy to see who's successful and doing well, and making sure that you also pay attention to, different activities and roles that people play and decisions that are made that are maybe less desirable or unsuccessful, and learning from those as well, so as to not get involved in that or act in a different way. So it's really a combination of all things. It's being engulfed in the culture, dedication to quality, learning from those that are successful and surrounding yourself with them, and putting in everything that you can to learn from them and soak in everything and then apply it to your craft.
So there are many different departments within the food and beverage department in a hotel. How does this affect your hiring process?
Well, the hiring process, we hire specifically for all roles. So while we may have a job opening, let's say, we go on a recruitment process. We look for people that have a certain set of skills that would, probably allow them to be successful in that role, not only for us, but also for themselves. In looking at people's experiences, there are obviously roles that are more desirable. That's everywhere from, line level, entry level positions up through the executive levels. Obviously, bartending's cool. It's people tend to believe that service, it's easy to do without an education, this and the other thing, and make great money. And of course, being a manager, a lot of times we want to be able to boss people around, but when I look to hire people, I look for people that have the skills that can be successful in that role. So while somebody might come in to interview as a bartender, throughout the conversation, we might find out, or I might have the opinion that maybe they'd be a really strong server, or maybe they'd be really strong at the front desk and not even in food and beverage, based on their experience, of course. So the nice thing is that we can help find a home where somebody can grow and flourish and be successful and either learn new skills or hone in the ones that they already have, because there are so many different opportunities in food and beverage. Operations can only be as successful as the quality of the people that are in those roles, and every single role is equally as important as the next, from dishwasher through manager.
Completely agree. So do you have any deal breakers when it comes to your employees?
Deal breakers as far as the hiring process?
The hiring process, or just if you come into a place, because I know you go around to a bunch of different places, so if you went somewhere and you saw an employee that was this, you'd be like, okay, no.
Well, it's generally not that clear cut. Everyone should be given opportunities, especially in my role these days. I have the great opportunity to go to many different locations, in many different environments and geographical areas, and I'm not 100% certain all the time what training that they've received, or what experiences they've had in the past. Unless they've been with us for a very long time. So to count somebody out right off the bat, obviously, criminal records, drug use on the job, showing up intoxicated, those are clear-cut
Deal breakers.
Right, you're out. But if I walk in and somebody's got pink hair or large gauged ears, or maybe it's not that drastic, maybe they look wonderful, but they're just leaning against the wall on a regular basis. I don't know that I can't be convinced, unless it's come from me, that they've ever been shown not to do that. So, it's always good to look at the situation and allow people to make corrections for themselves. We all crave guidance and leadership and training. We don't always say that out loud, but it is something we want. We want people to show us the right way, and we also want to have reason to be good at something. And if the environment is that created that, maybe that person was unmotivated for whatever reason, I look to get that motivation before I just write something.
Right. That's awesome. Tell me about your ideal workplace culture. the ideal environment that you would walk into at
Sure.
a location?
That's very easy. Warm, welcoming, great hospitality, full of smiles, using each other's names, mannerisms, and ladies and gentlemen, speaking as such. Something that has a lot of energy, something that's active and fun and interesting and engaging is the biggest part. To quality trumps everything. So I say to people quite often, there are so many dishes in the world that chefs create. Sometimes cooks create, given the opportunity. There are plenty of times that good service can rescue an okay dish.
Yeah.
But it's extremely rare that a fabulous dish will ever recover from bad service. So the more we're engaged and we're in tune and we're applying those and welcoming everyone and genuinely excited to serve, that's the environment that I crave daily.
Are there still goals you'd like to accomplish in your career?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There always is. Every year it's a new goal. Even right now, I've been blessed with so many phenomenal opportunities. What I've done is just basically allow myself to take full advantage of that opportunity and learn everything I can and get as deeply involved as possible. At a fairly young age right now, you don't always get those opportunities. So while I am very blessed with all that, my goals continue to grow every year. They're essentially can be a ceiling only as low as you want it to be. There's some people that you get to a certain level that's comfortable and that's where you wish to be, and that's wonderful. And if you can continue to be the best at that, then great. For myself, I'm very happy where I am, but I have long-term goals to continue to grow in the industry. There's so much knowledge that still to this day I'm picking up all the time, and I look forward to opportunities to be able to apply those bits of knowledge and bits of experience. Exactly what my end goal is, I don't know, but I know it's in food and beverage.
Awesome. So, last question: what advice do you give to new college grads?
Well, for new college grads, I would say that it's very important to be as patient as possible and really dedicate yourself. Understand that while we all appreciate the time and the energy and the effort that goes into studies, those of us that are on the recruitment side and retention side, we appreciate those that work hard, and we value greatly education and that base knowledge. And with that comes a completely second education through experience.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal to know how much we don't know on a regular basis. I've been doing this now for almost 2 decades, and there's things I still don't know. And it's not from a lack of effort. It's just every day it's a new experience. It's a new opportunity to learn. It's a constantly changing industry. So don't be in such a rush to move up. Soak in everything you can. Pay attention to who's successful around you. Grab all those experiences, and if you are constantly dedicated working towards that and acting in such a manner, you'll rise up a lot quicker than you might imagine coming right out of school and getting into a management role, because you'll only go so far without those references. You don't get those references without a great job history, and it's hard to have that kind of job history when you're not growing properly. So be patient.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Bestowing your wisdom upon me.
Yeah, best I could anyways.
All right.
Thank you.